Dear students, I am Dr. Nalina E. This is my fourth video. In the previous class, we discussed the problems related to COD experiment. I explained three types of problems related to COD experiment. That problematic part is very important for the point of examination. See, today we go for the next topic, that is sewage treatment. See, you already know sewage water, which is not useful for drinking purpose or any other uses. See, that's why before the disposal of sewage water, the treatment is very essential, because in sewage water it contains odor, organic impurities, inorganic impurities, pathogenic bacteria. Before, if we directly go for disposal of the sewage water into river, lake, or sea water, it pollutes the water and it causes some several harmful effects, health problems on living beings. Because we already know that maximum diseases are waterborne diseases. That's why the purity of water is very, very important for the living beings. Hence, it needs proper treatment for removal of such type of impurities. See, now we discuss. See how we remove the impurities, different types of impurities which is present in the sewage water. By one step, we can't remove all type of impurities. See, that's why in the sewage treatment there are three stages are there. First one is called primary treatment, second one secondary treatment, third one tertiary treatment. See, in primary treatment generally we remove suspended impurity. In secondary treatment we remove dissolved oxidizable organic impurities. In tertiary treatment generally we remove dissolved salts, dissolved gases, or any biological impurities which is present in the water. Now we discuss one by one. First, we go for primary treatment. See, in primary treatment, I already told, generally we remove suspended impurities. You know that suspended impurities we remove generally by filtration method, because they are easily visible. They remove by filtration method, that is physical method, or sometimes we are using chemical methods also. Now we discuss one by one. First one, screening method. See, in this method, just the sewage water, it is passed through any bar screen or any mesh screen to remove any suspended impurity which is present in the water sample. Second method is slit and grit method. See, very bigger unit, they already remove by screening method, or if any sand particles, glass particles are there, we remove by slit and grit method. In this method, the water slowly it is passed through a grit chamber. Then any heavy particles or any powdered glass pieces which is present, they are settled down by gravitational force. See, this method is called slit and grit method. Third one is third method is removal of oil or grease. See, directly we can't remove oil or grease. See, that's why that water, sewage water, it is passed through a skimming tank. In that skimming tank, we pass a compressed air. You just generally observe that in water, if any soap is there or any oily material is there, by using straw pipe, just we blow it. Then what happened? A froth formation takes place. Similar to that, see, in this removal of oil and grease, in sewage water is kept in a skimming tank. Just we pass a compressed air. See, if we blow compressed air, then any oil or greasy material which is present, they are converted into a froth form which floats on the upper surface. Just we skimmed off. See, by this method, we remove oil and grease which is present in the froth. Now we go for the fourth method, that is sedimentation or coagulation method. You already know that coagulation. That means many smaller particles are combined together and they are converted into bigger unit. That process is called coagulation. See, in water sample, if any fine sand particles, sorry, any fine particles are there, suspended particles, we can't remove by filtration method or we can't remove by gravitational method because they are very lighter in nature and they are very fine sand particles. Then we go for coagulation method. We carried out this coagulation method by the addition of alum or any ferrous sulfide compound. See, if you add alum, you already saw alum, that is white color stone. Generally, they are using for the purification of the water in rural area. See, here also in this method, just we add that alum into the sewage water, then fine particles are combined together or they are coagulate and they are converted into a bigger unit. They are converted to bigger unit means the weight increases due to gravitational force. They settles down at the bottom of the tank. Just by filtration method, we remove that fine sand particles which is present in the water sample. See, like that by these four methods, we remove the different types of suspended impurities which is present in the water sample, and these four methods are comes under primary treatment. Now we go for second one, secondary treatment. See, this is very important for the point of examination. The secondary treatment is also known as biological treatment or activated sludge method because we are using sludge here. That's why it is also known as activated sludge method. In the exam, sometimes generally they ask write a note on activated sludge method. That is nothing but secondary treatment method. See, just you see this diagram. This is experimental part. You see the diagram. See at the top. See, I written sewage water plus sludge. See, sludge is nothing but it's a mixture of microorganisms and aerobic bacteria. We are using microorganism and aerobic bacteria that is only to oxidize the oxidizable organic impurities which is present in the sewage water. See, that is the inlet. You see the diagram. See at the top. See, that is the inlet to pass the sewage water. See, if we pass sewage water, see aerobic bacteria is there means air is required. See, that's why at the bottom I written air. See, and we blow the air. Then oxygen is enters into that sewage water. Then in the presence of oxygen, see microorganisms and aerobic bacteria, it oxidizes whatever impurities, oxidizable organic impurities which is present in the wastewater. See, this process we carried out. See, nearly 4 to 5 hours continuously we blow the air and we oxidize the impurities which is present in the sewage water. After oxidation, all oxidizable organic impurities are completely oxidized. Then, see that sewage water where the oxidized impurities are present, along with this sludge, it is passed through second tank, that is I written sedimentation tank. See, in that sedimentation tank, due to gravitational force, all sludges along with that oxidized impurity, they are settles down at the bottom of the sedimentation tank. At the top, I written clean water. See there, the decant, which is free from the impurities, are separates out. This settled sludges which contains oxidizable impurity, sludge is there. If excess is there, just by using outlet, small part it is used as a fertilizer for the agricultural field and a small quantity of sludge. Again it is passed through the first tank, that is to reuse the sludges for the oxidation of organic impurities which is present in the sewage water. See, it's a continuous process. Sludge again oxidizes the impurity. After oxidation, sewage water along with the sludge and oxidized impurity, it is passed through sedimentation tank. Sludge settles down and we remove the clean water. Again that sludge we reuse for the further oxidation of impurities present in the sewage water. This method is known as secondary treatment, biological treatment, activated sludge method. This is very important in this sewage treatment part. See, now we go for third one, tertiary treatment. In first one, primary suspended impurities we removed. Secondary, we know how to remove oxidizable, dissolved oxidizable organic impurities we remove. Now we go for tertiary treatment. In tertiary treatment, we discuss how to remove dissolved salts, dissolved gases, or any biological impurities which is present in the water, sewage water. Now we discuss one by one. For example, in sewage water, if any ammonium phosphate compound is there, they are in the soluble form. If they are in the soluble form, we can't remove by filtration method. See, that's why in that water, see if that soluble salts are there, no, they are converted into insoluble form. How we convert soluble into insoluble one? For that one, we are adding a small quantity of lime water. Lime water is nothing but calcium hydroxide. I written that equation. You see the equation, calcium hydroxide. If you add lime water, then lime water, it reacts with the phosphate anion which is present. They are converted into calcium phosphate. Along with that, hydroxide ions are liberated. See, this OH minus ions, again there comes in contact with ammonium compound which is present in sewage water. They are converted into ammonia. We know that ammonia is a gas and calcium phosphate is precipitate. See, calcium phosphate is precipitate means we can easily remove. We can easily remove that precipitate by filtration method, and ammonium is gas. Then it is no need to remove that one. They are escapes out from the container. Okay, this is the method to remove any dissolved salts which is present in the water sample. Now we go for second one, filtration. See, filtration we already discussed in primary treatment, where we removed any bigger units which is present in the bigger impurities suspended in the water sample. But we know that, see, always not bigger units are present. Sometimes a lighter, a trace quantity of solid impurities are present in the water sample. If you want to remove that lighter, very small impurities, suspended particles which is present, then it is passed through a filtration bed. See, we only construct a filtration bed, we take one column. At the bottom, we add fine sand particles. Above that, we add porous sand, and again above that, we add gravels. Then, if we pass water through that column, first it is passed through gravels. Then any bigger units are present, they are present as it is on the gravels layer. Then second layer, it is passed through porous sand. There also some suspended particles which is present, they are separates out. And third layer is a fine sand particle, the space is very less because they are fine sand particles. See, the filtration rate is also very slow. There, if any large quantity of suspended impurities are there, they completely removed and they are present on the upper layer of fine sand particles. After passing through that fine sand particles, we are getting the water which is free from all type of suspended impurities. See, this is the filtration method we are using to remove the last traces of suspended impurities which is present in the sewage water. Now we go for third method. If any gases are there, see, we can't remove gases by filtration. That's why, see, if you want to remove gases, then we go for boiling process. Just we boil that water. See, if we boil water, then dissolved gases like ammonia, carbon dioxide, H2S, they are escapes out. See, they are escapes out, then that water is free from that gases which is present in the water sample. Now we go for fourth one. See, this is very important in the tertiary treatment, that is disinfection method or sterilization of water or removal of biological impurities. Because at the beginning only I told, see, maximum diseases are waterborne diseases, that is because of the presence of biological impurities. Now this step is very important and we discuss how we remove the biological impurities which is present in the water sample. See, biological impurity means that is nothing but pathogenic bacteria or any microorganisms or any amoeba which is present in the water, or E. coli, like that many bacteria are there. See, now we discuss how to remove that one. See, we remove pathogenic bacteria by disinfectants. Example, chlorine water, chlorine gas, bleaching powder, ozone, and UV rays. See, these are the different type of the agents we are using to remove the biological impurities which is present. See, among these, chlorine method is cheaper one and they are very effective. We are not using any ozone or UV rays. We go for the chlorine method. See, if you add chlorine water or chlorine gas to sewage water, they are converted to hypochlorous acid. See, then this HOCl, hypochlorous acid, it attacks the bacteria and it kills them. Then finally the water is free from all type of the bacteria which is present in the water, because that acid it oxidizes, it destroy the cells, bacteria cells which is present in the water. See, after primary, secondary and tertiary treatment, finally we are getting water which is free from all type of impurity. They have high clarity, free from odor, low BOD. That water is suitable for drinking purpose or any domestic purpose. See, these are the topics which is comes under the sewage treatment. See, in exam, sometimes they ask write a note on sewage treatment. Then you go for all three, primary, secondary or tertiary treatment. Or sometimes they ask write a note on secondary treatment, activated sludge method or biological treatment. Then you go for only secondary treatment. Then it is no need to write primary and tertiary. See, this is the completion of sewage water. See, next video we discuss potable water. Thank you.